Happy Wednesday, CHS. I hope you have had an amazing day. It's always good to see the kids come back. Um, I wanted to take a minute to send you a video showing you how to set up your grades in both PowerSchool and in Canvas so that they would sync. It's just a little bit different this year, so I wanted to make sure I kind of went over that with you. So first place we're going to go is Power Teacher Pro. Okay, and I have hijacked Ms. Hodges' grade Power Teacher Pro and Gradebook stuff so that I can kind of show you this. Right. What you're going to do first is just double check something. So I am hoping that we got everyone set up this year so that there's some pieces you don't have to do. So for example, if you will open up one of your courses, I've got one of her chemistry courses. Okay. And if you click on grades, grading over on the left, and categories, everybody should have had these categories pre-set up for them. So you didn't have to do that. They're already in there and they're good to go. Okay. And that should be true for all your courses. So just kind of go down and double check your courses, but that should be true for all of them. Okay. Secondly, I hope that if you go to settings and traditional grade calculations, you will see that these are set up for you also. Okay. Now, unless you happen to be in PE or some of the other semester courses, okay, PE and some of the other semester courses will have to set up their information based on that. But the majority of us are using this Y1, and it will be category weighting. Okay. I'm going to double check it by just going over here to the little actions button where the pencil is. And I can see that it says standards focused and practice assignments. Okay. If for some reason something's missing, okay, or you need to change it, just use the drop downs to change it. To add one, you have to use the little plus button, which is what up here, and it's very hard to see. Okay. So a little plus button, and then you can add the other one if you need it. So if you're in one of those semester courses and need to set that up, that is how you go about that. But I believe that everybody else has it already set up. Okay. So once you finish there, let's go over to Canvas. Okay. All right. And again, I'm in her chemistry class. The first place I'm going to go is assignments. Okay. Right. And I'm actually going to get rid of a couple things here because I've been trying to get my stuff to work for me and it has not been cooperating. Okay, so the first thing I would say is uh, she has got some practice in here, and then she also has mastery assignments. You could probably leave those or just change the names of those, and it would be fine. Okay, if you want to change the names, you can click on the little kebab at the side. Okay, and you can edit the name and say, okay, this is going to be my standards based assignments. Okay. And you can say how much it is, okay, or it's going to be my practice assignments, okay. In an effort to kind of not mess her up here, I'm just going to go ahead and create those two groups. So in order to create those, I'm going to click plus group, and I'm going to put standards focused assignments, okay, and that's 80% of my kids' grades. And then the second one I'm going to create is going to be practice assignments. And again, I went up to the little plus group there to do that. Okay. Now you'll notice you don't see them. That's because they're all the way down here at the bottom. When you create them, that's kind of where it puts them. Okay. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move them to the top just so we don't have to keep going back and forth. To move them to the top, I'm going to go over here to the little kebab, little three dots. Okay. And I'm going to say move group, and I'm just going to slide it to the top. Okay. You don't have to do that. I'm just doing it because I think it'll make our lives easier as we move forward. Okay. So now I have in here practice assignments, standards focus assignments, practice and mastery that Sherry already had. Okay. So now what I need to do is I need to go in and tell Canvas which categories in PowerSchool match these two that we want to sync. Okay. So to do that, I'm going to go to the little kebab and I'm going to choose sync SIS categories. Okay. All right. And when it comes up, it's going to say they're all unassociated. What unassociated means is that it is not attached to a Power School category yet. Okay. So I want to take these first two and do that. So I'm going to click on the little arrow. Okay. And it's going to say, okay, what category in Power School, that's SIS, okay, what category in Power School is this the same as? So I'm going to scroll down through these. A lot of these we've used in the past. That's why there's so many here. Okay, and Sherry's been here with me for a while, so we all have that a lot more. If you're new, you probably don't have many. Okay, and we're going to say, okay, I want that one to hook up with practice assignments. Okay, and then this standard focused one, I want that to hook up with the standard focused ones. And the rest of these I do not need to worry with because they are not going to sync to Power School. Okay. And I'm going to click sync. And you'll notice it says synchronize there. Okay. And now if I come back over here and I refresh, ta-da, you'll see the little piece of paper with the arrow. Okay. That little symbol says anything in these two categories is going to sync to Power School. Okay. All right, so that's the key. You don't want to put anything you put down here is not going to sync. Got to be in one of these two categories and to sync. Okay. Now, to show you how that works, I'm going to create a practice. Okay. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to click the plus button and I'm just going to go practice sync assignment. Okay. I'm going to choose today. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to make it worth 5 points. Okay. And I'm going to sync it to Power School. So save and publish. Okay. So there it is. Okay. Now I'm going to come over to grades. Okay. And I'm just going to enter some grades. The poor children in this class, they're going to be so confused. Okay. So I'm just entering a few grades here. Okay. Now, and you can sync at any time. So I've entered a few grades. Okay. Now I said, okay, I want to sync these. So you'll notice there's a sync button right up here at the top of the gradebook. Okay. So if you click on that and choose sync to SIS, it's going to give you a list of the assignments that can sync. Okay. So it's saying, okay, practice sync assignment is ready to sync. Okay. So I'm going to do post grades. Okay. And I can click to see the progress just like we did with grade sync. And by the way, grade sync looks the same back there too. So you'll see I've been playing around with hers a lot. Okay. So we're going to refresh. Okay. Refresh again. Spend a lot of time refreshing. It seems like whenever I'm creating a video is when it doesn't want to do it quickly. All right. Sometime and much humming later, it has synced. Okay. Now, if we go back over to Power Teacher Pro and we refresh, you'll see the assignment is there. Okay. If you click on score sheet, you will see the kids' scores are there. Okay. Now, in addition, I'll point out this score was below a 50. So that's why that has got that particular mark right here, is because they only have one score and it's below a 50 right now. So I don't know exactly what they intend for the EX to stand for, but that's the idea. Okay. So suppose I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, wow, man, that child did not get a 2 on that assignment. She got a 5. My finger just slipped. Okay. Well, you can go back over to GradeSync, okay, and Canvas. You can come back to the grades in Canvas. Okay. And you can say, oh, let me fix that. So let me fix that and make that a 5 because she did great on that assignment. Okay. Now, if you go back up and sync again, okay, even though we didn't make any other changes, it's going to see that we did make a change, and it's going to sync that again. So you can post the grades again. Okay. And we will probably again have to wait a long time for it to do its thing, or maybe not. And it will change that grade. So the nice bit about this is anything you make a change in, it's going to fix it. If there's something you don't want to sync a second time, you can uncheck it to make it not sync. I would not advise doing that. I would just leave them all checked. Okay. Um, the other thing I will tell you is that you can go back to Canvas and delete an assignment. It's actually really easy to delete one in Canvas. However, that won't sync. So you will have to go, if you delete something, you have to physically go into PowerSchool and delete it. And again, I'm humming and waiting, humming and waiting. Okay, and so it did sync, and what you will notice is that here I had put in 6 grades, so it synced all 6 out of 6. Here I had only changed 1, so it only synced 1, okay? So if I go back to Power Teacher now and refresh, this young lady that had the 50, the 40 before now has a 100, okay? So that makes it really nice, and you can go back and it'll make sure it catches those ones that you've changed. Okay. Now, again, if by some chance you say, all right, you know what, that I don't really want to count that assignment. It just wasn't that difficult, or, I'm just not going to count it. Okay. You can come into assignments in Canvas and you can delete an assignment. Okay. Now, if you delete the assignment, okay, little kebab over here, delete. If you go back to grades, okay, you'll see it's gone from here. If you try to sync, though, it's going to tell you there's nothing there to sync. Okay. It's going to say, nope, sorry, nothing there. Okay. If you delete an assignment from Canvas, you need to go back to PowerSchool. Okay. Go to the assignment list here and edit and delete the assignment here. So, and that's actually kind of nice because then you don't delete something by accident. Okay. So if you delete an assignment in Canvas, you need to physically go back into Power Teacher Pro and delete it there as well. Okay. All right. I hope that I hit everything. If you have any questions, my office is the last door on the right before you enter the counseling area, coming from the front. So I am the last door on the left before you hit Mr. Pitt's office. So, or before you hit Kevin's office. So I am up here in this main office area. Feel free to drop me an email or come by if you need more individual help. Hopefully, this will get you set up and on your way for this year. Okay. Thanks so much. I hope you had a great day.